These three young men are standing trial for the theft of rail tracks at Joaso Circuit Court in the Asante Akim South municipality. One of their colleagues is expected to open his defense at the court for a similar crime, but the three suspects are unable to meet their bail conditions.
We've been terrorized by these thieves, removing the rail lines all over. We've been able to make some arrests. So far, we have 4 cases pending in court. Conspiracy, causing damage, distorted receiving, if you get the person who bought it, and then I mentioned the other one, and stealing, which is the major offense. So you conspired, you stole, you caused damage, and you dishonored what received. These are the charges we are going to prefer, or we have preferred against these guys.
The Ejisu Divisional Police Command has also retrieved some stolen trucks, and while some of the suspects absconded, others are also in court.
But we are able to retrieve 22 of the cats or the cattle of the rains.
The illegal removal of the non-operational rail lines has been happening at Bekwai, Obuasi, Akokreri, Ejisu, Konongo, Joaso, and other areas in the eastern region after the sector became dormant. The Deputy Minister for Railways described the development as worrying.
It's not to say that because we're doing a new line, the old lines are bad. We can still use them. Maybe the formation on the ground, some of the wooden slippers are rotten. And when the need arises, we can just realign the lines and reuse them. What we are doing, we're borrowing money from outside to finance some of this project. And look at the situation that we find ourselves. So at this time, the stealing is going on all over. They are making it a big business. And we suspect that there are syndicate groups who have made it their own purpose to steal these items and use the money for their own benefit. So at this time, I want the public to be aware of the activities of these unscrupulous people, so that everywhere that we find ourselves, when you see somebody weeding along a rail line, he's a thief. Some of them are covered with bushes and other things, but at the appropriate time, when it becomes necessary for us to reuse it, we're going to do that.
The theft of the railway tracks is coming at a time when the government is raising money to revamp the country's rail sector. The ministry says measures are being put in place to curb the trend.
A lot of people have been arrested. So far, 4 people have been sentenced to jail. And there are others also in the process. Even today, we are going to court in Obuasi.
These syndicates continue to operate deep in the night and illegally remove the tracks for onward sale.
These rail lines were retrieved by police at Joaso after they were stolen by some suspected criminals. The Ministry of Railways Development is calling for public support to nip this practice in the bud. From the Ashanti region, Hafiz Tijani for Citi News.